That's fantastic, man.
Thank you.
Oh, who taught you how to play?
I did, Donnie.
Really?
No.
No, I believe
Actually,
it.
I'm self-taught on saxophone. I studied when I was beginning with a lady named Shirley Curtis on clarinet and bassoon, and I studied the classics and played oboe, and you know, basically playing Vivaldi and Chopin, all those folks.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what took you from that to jazz?
I got really bored playing the classics, even though it was good for the discipline and learning the fundamentals of all the instruments and what have you. I used to get really bored, and I say it a lot, but I mean, these people have been dead for 400 or 500 years, man.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to, you know,
Do something a little more current.
Yeah, you know. You don't see them on the charts or anything.
No, I haven't. Not recently, anyway. Not on the charts I watch.
No.
I don't know about the classical charts, but so how do you learn the soul that I hear? I mean, you know, I hear a lot of people play saxophone, but you have such feeling with it. Is that something that is taught, or is that just something that you're born with?
No, I think that's something that that you're born with, and that you develop through your life's experiences. When you listen to some of the great players like David Sanborn and people like Grover and Wayne Shorter, I mean, you know that they've lived a lot to say what they've said. You know what I mean? And the same with Miles, and I could go on and on. And if you haven't lived anything, if you haven't been anywhere, if you haven't had anything happen to you, so to speak, then I don't think you have anything to say. So I don't think it's, you know, really that unique. It's just relating your life's experiences through your instrument.
But it's through your instrument. I mean, when you're dealing with a song with lyrics, most of what you do is instrumental. It's very easy. You can read the lyrics. I mean, they write them right on the albums right now. But in listening to, what does this song say to us, you and me, the song you just played?
Well, when I first heard the song, you know, I felt a kinship with it. I mean, I felt like it was something that I could have written myself, even though I didn't. And it just reminds me of relationships and relating to people. And one of the most challenging things about instrumental music, knowing that the layman or the average person doesn't really understand all that goes behind what you do, or how long you've practiced, or, you know, just don't understand the language of music itself, is really a challenge to reach these people, because you have to constrain yourself and relate to them in a language that they can understand, and then you can bring them into your world. So, you know, that song lends well. It's an easy vehicle. It's an accessible vehicle for that particular kind of thing. Yeah.
We're going to take a break, but we'll be back in a couple of minutes to talk more with George Howard. Welcome back to Video Soul. I'm Donnie Simpson. Once again, we are joined by George Howard. I got a chance to see George perform in Houston, Texas about 2 years ago. And it was one of the biggest shocks of my life, because here I'm going to a jazz concert, and I'm expecting a lot of old guys sitting around going, yeah, that's nice, yeah. And it was, everybody was up and partying, man. I mean, it was quite different from, I think, what a lot of people think jazz concerts are like. You have a lot of fun, don't you?
Well, you know, it's all music to me. And, you know, the word jazz is a word, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will hear the word and they immediately turn off to the music. And they think of the old standards like 7 Steps to Heaven, you know. But you got to understand, I never called it jazz. That's what y'all call it. I just call it music. And at the time, I'm living in the 80s and now in the 90s, so, you know, we're going to project what's happening. And we do like to have fun. We feed off the energy of the audience, man, and we throw down when we go out there.
I mean, the people were up, hand clapping. I said, shoot, this is like a Rick James concert. We're really getting off. What, do you enjoy that a lot? I mean, do you get tired of the road, or do you still enjoy doing concerts?
I get tired of the road, the actual road, the airports, the hotels, you know, living out of suitcases, leaving expensive shirts in the hotels and never getting them back. I get tired of that kind of stuff. You know, but the energy of the people, I can never get tired of that, because that's what makes it all worth it. When I get there and they're pumped up and they're ready to hear something, no matter how tired we are. And we're definitely tired most of the time when we pull into a town. But we get that energy from the people, man. It's like, okay, we gotta suck it up one more time, and let's not let them down. And we just go out there and throw down, man.
How long are your tours generally?
Well, this one, I've been out for, how long have I been out, Donnie? I've been out for a month so far. I'll be out for 3 more weeks. Then we'll break for about 2 weeks, and then I go back out for 6 more weeks with George Duke and Stanley Clarke.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, but that's a long time from home, man.
It is, man. It is.
Yeah. When do you get time to record? Do you record while you're on tour sometimes?
No. I don't like to. To me, that's like drinking and driving. You know, I like to do one or the other. I'm either on tour or I'm either making a record, because it's two different types of energy focuses. You know, it's like I can't focus on an album and focus on keeping that energy up for the crowd every time I go out there too, because that entails a lot more than just doing the show. Like you got to meet a lot of people, and you go to the stations in the market, you go to the stores, so it's like it takes a lot of energy. People think you're just having fun, and that all they see is that 1 hour and a half.
Right.
You know, or 90 minutes or 70 minutes, however long you play, but it's like a 24-hour gig. You know. So.
Who handles the producing on your album?
This last one, I worked with a lot of different people. I worked with George Duke, which is always a thrill to work with George. Because, I mean, George Duke is one person that I would trust completely with my direction, you know. And I worked with Larry Blackman. I worked with Preston Glass. We co-produced the tune. I co-produced the tune with Larry Blackman and Zane Giles, who I really enjoyed working with. But I was accustomed to producing my own albums. And I missed doing that, even though for the first time in my career I got to be the artist and just go in and pick my horn up and play. You know, that was a relief in a sense, because I really missed it. But it got to my ego too, because I was saying, wow, you know, I want to call the shots. You know, but it was great. I mean, I'm not saying that to be negative, because the people that I worked with were really good people to work with. And I learned a whole lot, especially from George. I always learn from George. And I learned a lot from Zane Giles.
But why did you decide to work with producers this time instead of doing it yourself?
Because I was pretty tired. You know, I had taken some time off, and, you know, the train was moving a little too fast. So I just parked the train, or got off the train, and just took about a 1.5 year break. And coming right back from this hiatus, I didn't want to produce the album in its entirety. And at first there was a little struggle over what my direction was going to be, because there were a couple folks that saw me as a Bobby Brown with a horn, and I'm like, I'm not Bobby Brown, I'm George Howard, man, you know. And but I thought that would be the best thing to do, to meet a happy medium, to get what I wanted and to give them what they wanted, would be to just work with some different people and see what we come up with. And oddly enough, everybody's gravitating to the kind of stuff that I had been doing throughout my career. You know, everybody's
like the cut you just played, you and me.
Yeah, right. People are gravitating toward that, so I'm gonna go back to producing my records again. Why not?
Hey, if it works, why not?
Hey, if it's not
and as
broke,
many
don't
weeks
fix
as
it.
I've seen you spend at the top of the charts, why not? I mean, you've had some major successes.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
That's right, I'm telling you. We wanted to show a video now. One of our sound engineers, Tony, just got married this weekend. We congratulate him and his wife. What's her name? Tanya. And this was the song that they used for their first dance after the wedding this past weekend. This is Shower You With Love. George Howard on Video Soul. George Howard, Shower You With Love on Video Soul. Where'd you find this white guy that can sing like James Ingram? I mean, I'm sure everybody, when they first heard his voice, went, no, he ain't white. And then he showed the video and went, whoa. He's very soulful.
MCA did that. You know, they signed him, and basically that's what Lil Silas wanted. And I figured that, hey, why not?
Yeah, John Pagano.
John Pagano.
He's very talented. Is he out on the road with you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So who do you get to sing the song when you're on the road?
Nobody.
Do you do the song when you're on the road?
We don't do the song.
You don't really?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to know why.
Well, you know, I'm a sax player.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. Yeah. And sometimes you put vocals on records to make it lend well to certain formats and what have you. But for me, no matter what I do on the record, when I go live, it's on me. It's my show. You know, it's like I'm the artist, and I feel that I have to deliver at what I do best. So I just throw down. I figure, like, I know a lot of people want to hear the song, but that makes me play even harder.
So that they won't think about it.
Yeah,
They won't even remember.
They walk away totally satisfied. It's not even a problem.
So when they do that, I mean, is that like under the direction of the record company, where they're trying to take it out of just the jazz arena and make it a pop album? So they'll do something like that with the vocals?
Record companies think in very funny ways, you know, and I never sit back and try to question their wisdom or their judgment. I just do what I do. I make a record, and I put it out there. And like when people receive it, that feels great. You know, I think that it was good for my project to work with someone like John, or to have a song like that on my album, because it's the kind of song that everybody can identify with and everybody can relate to. And regardless of what the motive of the record company is, I have to feel good about what goes on my record. And if I don't feel good about it, it doesn't go on my record. So, you know, I stand behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do in your spare time?
I don't have spare time, Don.
Oh, really? I mean, you don't get time to play basketball or...
Oh, well, yeah, I can run a little ball from time to time, but you know, I get afraid to get my fingers jammed and somebody hit me in the mouth. You know, I don't want to play with any frustrated cat that got cut from some pro team or something, throwing elbows.
Right. You've been watching the Pistons trying to get to one of the bad boys.
I play with wimps, you know, soft passes.
And y'all play the old-fashioned way, right?
Yeah.
You jump center after every basket.
Right.
No fast
Somebody
break.
fouls, excuse me, are you okay?
So you used to play basketball. Anything else?
Well, I like shoot pool. Like I
Yeah.
told you, I'm going to come over your house and play you for your pool table.
Hey, come on.
Yeah.
What are you going to put up for my pool table?
I don't have to worry about that, Donnie, because I'm leaving with your pool table.
That'll be the only way you get it. You carry it on your back. And I already know you're scared of jamming your fingers, so I ain't going to worry too much about it. But I'd love to have you over to do that sometime,
Cool.
man.
Yeah, man.
We'll report the results right here on Video Soul.
I'm sure you will.
I'm sure we will. Unless I lose, then you got to buy airtime, because I won't talk about it. Thank you so much for being with us again,
man. It's always good to see you, Donnie.
It's always a pleasure. George Howard on Video Soul. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away.